Good afternoon. Today we will be doing a rhetorical analysis of Nike's advertising campaign through the feminist and Marxist lenses. My name is Jonathan Davis.
I'm Julia.
I'm Esther. And I'm Kathy. We will be starting with the commercial that portrays the feminism found within this campaign.
When I was growing up, girls just didn't run in public.
No one on my all-boys team would pass to me.
Dad told me I couldn't be a boxer. He said I was too small.
There was a guy who tried to spit on me and then push me out of his way.
There comes a point where you have to be sure of yourself. People aren't used to women being so passionate. It scares them.
One day, I just said it doesn't matter what other people think.
I'm a fashion model who can dunk.
I'm a girl. That doesn't mean I have to wear a skirt.
Doesn't mean I can't get all fired up. They used to say, that girl is crazy.
But then I just kept winning.
I didn't set out to dominate. I just did.
Somebody's got to be the best. So why not me?
I'm 55 years old and I run close to 70 miles a week.
I never felt like quitting.
There's something telling me to do it every single day. Just want to play ball.
The commercial you just watched was part of a major advertising campaign called Voices that took place in 2012. The major theme of this commercial is the empowerment of women through their own experiences and achievements as female athletes. It signifies a major shift in the advertising strategies of Nike to be more consciously aimed towards recognizing females in athletics. However, the company was not always as willing to focus on women. Nike was founded as Blue Ribbon Sports in 1964 by Bill Bowerman and Phil Knight. At the beginning of the company's lifespan, it was devoted to portraying men who were, by all appearances, the stereotypical athletic young male. Strong, muscular, and toned with shining, sweaty skin was what really appealed to the public. However, women were mostly ignored by the company, and very few ads were ever made that even remotely catered to women. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, most popular ads from Nike all focused on male athletes such as Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan, and Deion Sanders. There was a distinct lack of concern for the female side of their consumers. Title IX was part of the United States Education Amendments of 1972. It stated the following: "No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance." This had a huge impact on college athletics, as many college sports soon had female versions of their teams. As a result, Nike was compelled to finally give female consumers their time in the spotlight. The process was slow, but in 1995, the first campaign for women, known as "If You Let Me Play," was launched. This ad focused on all the positive effects of allowing girls to play sports and was designed to appeal to those who believe girls shouldn't be involved in athletics. The statistics present in the commercial are rather eye-opening and make a strong case for a push towards gender equality in the world of athletics.
Hey, babe. Honey, where's my shoes?
As we can see in this commercial, Nike has an overwhelming feminist standpoint. This Men vs. Women Challenge advertisement by Nike promotes a very positive message about women's physicality. breaking down the walls and ideology that women are lower than men when it comes to physical performance and competition. By representing women equally and portraying them with the same potential and physical ability as men, it supports this movement that women deserve the same respect and opportunity that men receive in sports. From a feminist view, this is very inspiring to women. They are no longer objectified. Men are not the only subjects anymore. They share it with the women. Women are also no longer silenced. Nike gives them a voice and a strong role in society. It shows how women are just as active, if not more, than men, and that they can keep up with the guys' pace. It stresses the importance of support and teamwork and shows how important it is to work together if one is to achieve gender equality in anything, especially on the playing field. We'll also look at these images from the Men vs. Women Challenge. These advertisements, seen on billboards and in magazines, portray the same ideas of feminism as the commercial we just watched. They empower women and fight for equality between men and women. Nike does this through the lens of liberal feminism, because they are a company that is attempting to increase participation of women in the athletic world and give them a voice. Through the Men vs. Women Challenge, Nike is fighting against radical feminism, because it is trying to get away from the idea that men and women are not created equally. In these advertisements, we see the power of the woman. She shows her power through a grin on her face that says, "I'm not afraid of you, it's on." She displays confidence and an attitude that is ready to take on the competition. In contrast, the man has the same competitive edge to him. In these images, it shows equality because both of them are ready to compete, and not one is clearly dominant than the other. They are confident in themselves and their ability to win.
The Nike campaign has been successful in selling its products mainly because of the doctrine of the marketplace positively promotes feminism. By incorporating the interventionist idea of critical studies, of shifting the power of women from being passive to active, and demonstrating the well-being of a feminist body, the campaign grants women with more power, builds up self-esteem with young women, and therefore stimulate the economy with more people who strongly desire Nike products. Now, I would like to talk about the interventionist idea in the first place. The interventionist idea, one of the factors in critical studies, refers to the process of changing something for the better. In older ads where men were the ones who made up the most population of models, women were hardly given any voice and were automatically being portrayed as the ones who seemed to be weaker than most men. However, the silencing of women's voice does not match up with the reality. Today, women compete in different races in shared arena with men, such as the Olympic Games. Just because women are biologically different from men, it should not contribute to any discrimination. Different is not bad. Different is just different. Consider this one quote from Academic Journal. "It is no longer a faceless they that monopolizes knowledge creation. Now it is the task of I or me or we to decide what is important and noteworthy." This clearly explains the transformation of women's power from being passive to active. Because of the presence of more women and models, they're the ones who determine their identities, not by men nor anybody else from the society. The Nike campaign seeks to give women more power by presenting paramount feminist images in public places. In addition to granting women with more power, the campaign also builds up confidence within women who strive to enhance the perceived self-worth. Unlike those bony models typically used in general ads, Nike campaign uses athletic-looking models to demonstrate demonstrate the active feminist characters. It encourages women to appreciate those athletic-looking models in a way that honors those sacred bodies. Women who have broad shoulders can throw things far away, and those who have thunder thighs are built to run marathons. Just because they're different from what is being promoted by our society, they should not be eliminated from our appreciation. Those bodies are just capable for various things differently and should not be looked down upon. And when the appreciation of athletic models enhances, women feel more confident, valued, and are more likely to purchase Nike products. Because the Nike campaign successfully granted women more power in public advertisement and appreciated their athletic well-beings, it supports feminism positively and boosts the economy within its own marketplace.
I will present another dynamic of the Nike campaign that involves the interplay of Marxism and feminism. Nike presented a famous ad campaign in 2005 that glorified various female body parts usually not seen in ads. These included the thighs, butt, shoulders, knees, legs, and hips. The intent of Nike was to show real women, to turn away from the constant exposure of the skinny, tall supermodel physique. The idea of the campaign is to address issues of women's self-image in a positive way, without stereotypes. Many people reacted to these ads. NBC News, USA Today, The New York Times all did interviews and wrote articles about the topic. One of the most prominent women in advertising, Linda Kaplan-Thaler, thoroughly supports the Nike campaign in reiterating that people have gotten tired of airbrushed pictures that no one can relate to or recognize. From a feminist standpoint, the argument is that the ads show Nike's empowerment of women. Take, for example, the ad about shoulders. The quote on the poster reads, "My shoulders aren't dainty or proportional to my hips. Some say they are like a man's. I say leave men out of it. They are mine. I made them in a swimming pool, then I went to yoga and made my arms." Why would people say that her arms look like a man's? Why can't they look like a woman's arms? Generally, when we think of large muscles, we think of men. To throw in a little bit of a psychoanalytic perspective, this represents a phallic symbol. Thus, Nike is trying to get rid of the age-old idea that only men are strong and that only men can compete well in sports. Nike is attempting to reframe the old stereotype of what women should look like. Richard Lapchick, chair of the DeVos Sports Business Management program at the University of Central Florida, expresses his gratitude for Nike's empowerment of women by sharing, "When I read about the ad campaign, I had a big smile of relief on my face, and I could see the relief on my own 16-year-old daughter's face. She's a softball player, and she will not have to conform to the stereotypical view of what a female should be, of the unattainable body type that has been promoted for decades." These ads are giving women a place in this world. They are starting to feel like they belong, just the way they are. They don't need to attempt an infeasible task of attaining the so-called perfect body to have power, which often brings a sense of belonging. Although many praised this ad campaign, not everyone sees the ads from Nike's point of view. It is hard not to view the ads from a Marxist standpoint. Articles have revealed that in addition to the preferred readings, there are some oppositional readings as well. Take, for instance, the ad about thighs. The quote on the poster reads, "I have thunder thighs," and that's a compliment, because they are strong and toned and muscular. And though they are unwelcomed in the petite section, they are cheered on in marathons. 50 years from now, I'll bounce a grandchild on my thunder thighs, and then I'll go out for a run. Just do it. People who recognize the preferred readings of this poster view it to be supporting a woman's body structure, no matter if she is not particularly skinny or petite. It praises a woman's strength, proposing that women are just as good as men and don't need to be petite to be liked. Thunder thighs are cheered on in marathons, and Nike has a plan to make larger women feel good about themselves. They are taking an offensive statement and making it not be that. To tell someone that they have thunder thighs is usually a mean thing to say, but they are using the phrase to install power. The symbolic power and strength of thunder thighs becomes a good thing when describing women's thighs. 20-year-old Britt Hansen, who saw the thunder thighs spread in the locker room of a local gym in downtown Portland, expressed, "It looks like a volleyball player, like a very athletic woman, not someone fat." Those who recognize the oppositional readings of this poster bash its focus on the physical. They say that the ad is not just encouraging women to buy Nike attire, but they are selling a desirable image of being athletic and muscular. Most mention that it still requires women who are not muscular to change their image. One consumer mentioned that the emphasis is still on women's bodies. It's not like we're looking at their irises. Others don't like that the ad says that the thighs are unwelcome in the petite section. This leads to the idea that the petite section is still desirable. It also supposes that petite people aren't good runners and are weak. The part about bouncing a grandchild on the thighs assumes that all women want children, which ties to the traditional view of women. Some believe the title of Thunder Thighs is offensive. They don't see Nike's posters as an attempt to put the offensive term into a new light. Instead, they believe that it imposes meanings that the thighs are unusually large. Instead of thunder thighs, the ad could say something like, "My thighs are strong." Barbara Lippert, the New York-based ad critic for Adweek, says the ad is at odds with itself by using terms like thunder thighs next to fit woman. 33-year-old Kim Lin, who is a Pilates and spinning instructor at a local gym, expressed her oppositional opinion to the title of the poster by saying, "Thunder thighs? No, she's not fat. Those are marathon legs. That's a healthy woman who's active and in shape and cares about her body." Opinions beside, Nike is taking notice of the various shapes and sizes of active women and wants to celebrate it. Nike wants people to understand that they are liberating women from past stereotypes, which empowers women to reach their goals and maintain positive mindsets. And now, we will show a final Nike commercial that sums up the basis of our argument.
I am Cappy Pondexter.
Diana Taurasi.
Sherry Nelson.
I'm Peekaboo Street.
And I got something to say.
Female athletes have to overcome the bias that their game isn't as good as the men's game.
Are boys bigger, stronger, faster? Yes. Is that all that has to do with being an athlete? No.
The half pipe doesn't care that I'm a girl.
I want to pitch for the Boston Red Sox.
And when I look in the mirror, I see an athlete.
I am a runner.
A snowboarder.
Ball player.
Triathlete.
Softball player.
I am an athlete.
And I'm proud of that athlete.
It's not a girl thing. It's not a boy thing. It's a skills thing.